If you're feeling something inside your body, inside your soul, and you can't put a finger to it, stay tuned. This video is for you. If not this video, some video on my channel is definitely for you. My name's Deb. I talk about the human experience from my experiences, other people's experiences, decades worth of life, right? Like life, the ultimate school. But mostly, I talk about things that a lot of people don't talk about. So, if this video is feeling called to you, you're feeling it for a reason. Coincidences and synchronicities and vibes exist for a reason. And the more you follow them, the more you tune into them, the smoother of a life you'll have, right? I'm going to not pause, but I'm not sure if the camera's kind of dusty, so we're just going to do that super fast, just in case. Today's video, what are we talking about? Well, let's talk. Unseen energies is coming up in my mind. Unseen energies, unseen energies. What are unseen energies? Emotions are unseen energies. Thoughts are unseen energies. Psychic thoughts, connections. Have you ever had that moment where you were thinking about someone, and then, or you're like, oh, maybe I should reach out to so and so, and you don't, but then they end up contacting you? Well, you had that cue to reach out to them, and you didn't. They had the cue to reach out to you, and they acted on it. But those are unseen energies. Every time you look to the sky, everything up there is an unseen energy. You're probably watching this on a phone right now with no cords. How does that happen? Unseen energy. It is not unknown that the human eye only perceives a fraction of the existence that's around us. And science has liked to portray that if we don't have the tools to be able to measure what exists, then it just doesn't exist. They forget that the human body is the ultimate technological tool, and we can feel it. We don't need a man-made tool to tell us that something exists in the unseen realms. Like, did you hear that? Do you know how exciting that is? We can take faith knowing that you have the power to sense, detect, and discern unseen energies more so than the most advanced technology out there. And actually now they are doing weird. They're doing things they probably shouldn't be doing. But that's what they get to do, because they're also on Earth, also playing their own game. So what just came up for me to say, this is kind of really weird and really out there, but if you are someone that believes 333, right as I started this, that believes in interdimensional, the multiverse, timeline splits, things of that nature, then I want to bring up the subject of what some of the main scientists have been doing, as far as there was one time they were running an experiment with trajectories of timelines, running all possibilities. If this, and this happened, where will humanity as a whole end up? And through their experiments and projections, there were all different kinds of scenarios and results. However, there was a certain specific time when all the trajectories started going to one single point, no matter what the solution. And so, was that just in the advancement of the tool being able to recognize the singularity of existence? Sometimes I don't even understand what I'm saying. It just comes out. Yeah, so take faith in knowing that no matter which path you take, it's going to end in singularity, and you're going to be exactly where you need to be. If you're worried about running out of time here on earth before you learn all the lessons that you need to learn, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, I have seen God take people that shouldn't have been taken and allow people so many lives. Like, yes, God bless them. I'm so happy to still have them here. And, you know, some people are like, when it's your time, it's your time. You don't have to worry about. I feel like maybe that's what depression is, as we start to feel we need rest. And society has been like, well, you can't rest because that means you're not moving forward and you're not doing anything and you're wasting time and you're just not going to get anywhere. And so the ego, the human aspect, starts to freak out, because then we're like, if we're not making progress, if we're just sitting here, then we're just going to die. We don't want to die because we want to live, and we can feel that we haven't fulfilled our purpose. We can feel that whatever we're here to do earth as is hasn't been completed yet. So then the mix between the ego and the soul starts to battle, because the ego's like, I don't want to die. I'm not ready to die. I don't want to rest. Rest means death. And the spirit is like, rest doesn't mean death. Rest means rest. So just rest. And then you have this resistance back and forth. And that's depression. Yep. I'm not sure I've ever really looked at it that in those specific words, but I like that explanation. So the more that you allow yourself to just rest through the depressed eras of your time here on earth, I feel like you really do come to a different sense of peace. And that's kind of the goal, right? And as I talk about depression, some of you might be thinking how you might feel surrounded by a lot of people that aren't depressed, right? I was engaged to someone. He did not understand depression. Anxiety, yes, because he was a provider, and anxiety is more about the future. So if you're a provider and taking care of a family, you're going to be more worried about the future in that sense of like anxieties. But depression, he tried to have empathy for me as much as he could. He could not understand it, and I could tell he couldn't understand it. And that was actually like a hard breaking line between us, and it was really super sad, because that was a really amazing connection. I mean, yeah, we were engaged. It was say la vie. um so he couldn't emphasize with it. And those people don't have a burning desire in their bones and in their soul for something bigger. And that's not anything against them. That's just they're more of a non-player character versus a main character in this earth. And so they are programmed to be more steady in life, more follow the cookie cutter life. And they're happy doing that because that's what they are programmed to do. But if you feel something deep in your soul that feels a little off from the main cookie cutter lifestyle, you are not an NPC. Maybe you were at one point, but there was at some point you had an awakening. You had something resonate with you that sparked you in to knowing that there's something more. And honestly, a lot of this earth is a dark energy that is holding your soul hostage, recycling your negative pain body. And that's what NPCs are. They're just kind of there. The moment you kind of snap out of that, you become a main character. You become able to morph reality to the imaginative creation that you want. And my brain ran off on fun imaginative ideas, and then the flow was lost. My point is, if this is resonating with you, you are a main character. You have that fire in your belly and you feel it in your bones that you're here to do more. And these messages aren't going to be for the world. These messages aren't for the billions and billions of NPCs. These messages are for the ones. There's going to be a few light workers, a few healers, a few people that are sensitive and can tune into those unseen energies. That's why you feel different. You're feeling those unseen energies. And that's where you can have compassion for yourself in a depression. You are not like everyone else around you. You are special. You are different. You can know things, see things, feel things, hear things that others cannot and do not understand. Now, with everybody that I meet, I do treat you as a psychological and personality experiment. Not judging, it's for science, because that's what I'm here for. That's my school of Earth, right? So back to that fiance, after we cut it off, we did have a conversation that he understood depression now, right? It was, we had a future planned together, and then when we separated, all the future collapsed, and that sent his ego into a depression. But it took that shock, it took that traumatic event to put his soul there. And what is he doing now? Is he a main character or NPC? I have no idea. No idea. 11/11, as I said that. The second to last time I saw him, I made eye contact with him and he had no idea who I was. And then the very most recent time I saw him driving side by side, I made sure to make eye contact that he saw me. Not even 3 seconds of eye contact, and I continued on. But the moment, if you're watching this, I'm putting this out there. This is a very interesting story. And this, I am Debb. I share the human experience, and this was a very human experience that I did not expect. I saw this person, and I held the door open. I said hello, and I looked him in the eyes. And energetically, I don't know if mindfully, but energetically, I felt he had no idea who I was in that moment. And when I got back to my car, I burst out into tears. I was like, there wasn't even a recognition. Like, I was just treated like a stranger, and that hurt the ego. But then this last time, made eye contact, smiled. Okay, you know who I am. You didn't forget me. Cool. But the forgetting of, the oversight of who I am, that haunted me for the last 3 years. Maybe it was only 2. Maybe only 2 years. 3 years, I'm not sure. But situations like that, why do they affect us on such a level? And that's where we got to ask ourselves the questions. Take a drink there. Apologies. What is this video about? What did we start off with? Unseen energies. There's unseen energies out there. And if you're watching this video, you are someone that can detect those unseen energies. And it is my hopes that through my babbling, somehow you will find insight. But I'm not sure what is the word babbling? At first it sounds negative, but then I think of a babbling brook, and everyone loves a babbling brook. Words are powerful though, so I am going to look into that word. Anyways, if you are feeling resonation to these things, trust it, because energy doesn't lie, and energy is what brought you to this video, and energy is what is maintaining your attention, and energy is what is giving you chills when things resonate, and unseen energy is what you're going to carry with you after you receive inspiration for confidence that it's okay to feel special. It's okay to feel those sensitive energies. It's okay to know things that other people don't understand. You have a superpower. And I know you do, because I do. And this is how I feel. And I know that there's people that it's not that you're better than them. You just have different gifts, different proprioceptions. I can read and spell that word. I just can't say it. You have a different way of perceiving things, and it's deeper, and it's more connected to God. It's more connected to your soul and source. You feel it. You feel aligned. You feel your energy connecting to the oneness. That is the source. That is God. That is all. And as you connect to all and yourself and your inner self and to God, you begin to connect to others on earth that also are the same. because we're the same, because we're one. And that's why you resonate and feel called to the videos. You can see 10 different videos with the same title of "This is meant for you." And there will be one or two or three that's going to jump out at you more than the others. And I say one or two or three because you want to be pulling your information and inspiration from many different sources most of the time. No one person is an end all be all, right? Same with religion, same with brands, same with foods. Not like too much of one thing is too much. We want diversity. There's not billions of people on this earth if diversity wasn't part of the game in some way. So embrace your difference, embrace the diversity, embrace the oneness. Appreciate the unseen energies. Notice the unseen energies. Notice when you feel guilty or off for feeling off and noticing things that are different that other people don't notice. Allow yourself compassion. Embrace it. Cultivate it. Learn to love it. And you enter a new way of existing and creating. It takes patience. Oh, does it take patience? There's a lot of unprogramming and unremembering that needs to be done. Recently, I had a situation that I have only practiced 2 or 3 times. This might have even been only the second or third time. And by practice, okay, so anytime you're interacting with a person, you're practicing interaction, you're practicing communication, you're practicing relations. And there's a specific subject in my life that I've only practiced communicating with another person 2, maybe 3, like I just explained that. And it did not go well. And my body went in reptilian mode. I said things I didn't want to say. I reacted. I didn't pause. I didn't think. I didn't breathe. I didn't speak intentionally. And I regret all the things that I said through that entire conversation. Practice. So give yourself compassion when you screw up, because those things, like I know those energies are on default and I need to unremember those and replace them with pausing and responding with love and kindness and solution oriented emotion. Yep. Regret that whole conversation. Anyways, I'm Deb. Thank you for joining me. If this resonates, it resonates for a reason. Pay attention. You're on the right track. Your feelings are valid and you're being called and led. Called and led. All right? There's new time here on earth. And there's those being called to stand out, to help others know that they can stand out too. Because that's how we're going to refresh the world in a new way of being that exists out of love instead of fear and lack. My name's Deb, here to share the human experience, to help others with their human experience. Welcome to the new earth. Have a blessed day.